Let me make sure I have everything up, y'all. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Locked In with the Liggins. I'm Mariah, and welcome back to the Liggins Family YouTube channel. So today, I wanted to go live for you all, spend some time chatting with you all live. I'm probably gonna do this video eventually in a recorded video style. I'm not sure, but I kind of wanted to get something up for you all in a live version form because if you all don't know, this month is NICU Awareness Month. And you all know, if you follow our channel for a while, that we actually have a NICU baby her name is Kaisley. She's our rainbow baby. We had her on February 13th of 2020. Or no, 2021, sorry, February 13th of 2021. And she's our NICU baby. And this month, we want to raise awareness for NICU Awareness Month and also just share our experience. Well, talk about like what we went through having a baby in the NICU and what that was like. I know there's a lot of mamas that I know that had babies in the NICU, but I had no idea like what that entailed, like what that was, and like how it worked or anything, because I had never had a NICU baby like that. So Kyler is our firstborn. If you've been following our channel for a long time, then you already kind of know like, how our family dynamic is. But just to go over the history, Kyler is our first baby. She is 6 years old, and we had literally no complications with that pregnancy whatsoever, like none. She was just a small baby. We had her at 38 weeks exactly. And she was just small. That was the only thing. She had IUGR, and it was like growth restriction, the way it's described. And so she was 5 pounds, 5 ounces, and she was full term. So that was her only challenge. I wasn't gaining very much weight while I was pregnant. I was always very small while I was pregnant. I just produced small babies. That's what I'm learning. So, in honor of raising awareness for NICU Awareness Month, I wanted to share more details about our journey in the NICU, and also say thank you to all the nurses that helped us during that time, and also just to say thank you to all of your love, support, and prayers here on YouTube, also our Instagram and Facebook family, also our family outside of social media, and our friends. Thank you all so much for the support that you have given us, especially the ones that have really truly been there for us day in and day out, and we really love and appreciate you. The NICU, it's no way to prepare yourself to be a NICU mom. That's for sure, because you honestly get into a mindset where you are just thankful for anything. You are thankful for the small things, like every little thing you are thankful for. And going through like 100% of healthy pregnancy at first with Kyler, nothing prepared us for what we were going to have to go through to have more kids. And so we never thought in a million years that we would be at the point to where we're like going through miscarriage, early miscarriage, going through stillbirth in the second trimester, and then going through another pregnancy which was high risk, hospital bed rest, and then also developing all sorts of things while I was pregnant. So I'm going to start at the beginning to tell you all about our NICU journey, so that way you all could get a better understanding of everything and what happened with us. I did document my journey, my pregnancy journey with Kaisley, our rainbow baby, on our playlist. And I think you can find that below this video, because I pretty much did like a lot of linking, I think, below this video. So just check out videos below this video. I shared a day in the life of a NICU mom. I showed a video of Kyler meeting her baby sister for the first time. I also shared with you all our gender and name reveal. And I also shared with you all our C-section. So all those videos will be linked below this video. So if you want to get caught up on our story and like what happened to us, and how we ended up in the situation we was in with our baby being born at 32 weeks, definitely check out all of those videos. I won't go into like a bunch of details about why our baby was born early or all the backstory about how we lost children. You all already know all that. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know what happened to us and what that journey looked like. So I'll pick up our story because I did a live recently talking about a lot of that stuff. So I won't bore y'all by like, saying the same stuff over and over again. But anyway, all right. So in honor of raising awareness of NICU Awareness Month, which is this month, it's NICU Awareness Month, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be, of course, giving back to charity. Also, I'm going to be, doing this live to talk about my NICU journey. I'm also in several NICU mom support groups. So I definitely am always sharing things to raise awareness about that particular situation. But I will start from when we got in the hospital and I was on hospital bed rest. So long story short, I was on hospital bed rest at 28 weeks with Kaisley, 28 weeks and 1 day to be exact, because my blood pressure was to the roof. And I stayed on bed rest for 4 weeks in the hospital. So I was on bed rest for 4 weeks. And when I got 32 weeks, exactly that day, they were like, look, we're going to have to deliver Kaisley. And what happened was her heart rate started to drop. My blood pressure was still fine. My blood pressure, I didn't have any more issues after of like blood pressure problems. But her heart rate started to drop. She hadn't really gained any weight in the past 2 weeks. So that was concerning because, I told you I was my first pregnancy with Kyler. Kyler was 5 pounds, 5 ounces, and she was 38 weeks. So that goes to show you like how small our babies are. Like, I just cannot physically create very large babies. And so, and that was actually told to me, like my anatomy, the way it's made up, apparently like my uterus just cannot stretch big enough for me to have a baby over 6 pounds. That's what I was told. And so far that's correct because all 3 of our children have been born small. Kyla was way behind. She was 5 pounds, 5 ounces. She grew in the 11th percentile out of 100. So the percentile of growth, 100 being up here, Kyla was way down here. And so Casey, Cairo, he grew in the same. Even though he didn't make it when he was born, he was only 11 ounces. And he actually should have been at 22 weeks. He should have been at least a pound. And he was 11 ounces. So he was growing slow, just like the other, our other babies. So we just have small babies. And then Kaisley also was the same. She was 3 pounds and 1 ounce. So that's how much she weighed when she was born at 32 weeks. So let's pick up the story from there. For the mamas that want to know about the cerclage and how that looked, you all know I did have a cervical cerclage put into place to stitch my cervix up to keep the baby in until it was safe for baby to come out. Well, they removed my cerclage before they did the C-section. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, before they did the C-section. And so I was numb. They numbed me completely in preparation for the C-section. And then they removed the cerclage. So I wish I had some advice for you mamas that got a cerclage and that's wondering like, well, how does it feel to get it removed? And what's the process when you get it removed naturally? I don't know. And my plan was to get my cerclage removed naturally, but it just didn't work out that way. And I ended up having a C-section. So I found out that Saturday morning, they're like, hey, we can have a C-section in 2 hours or an hour, honestly. So I had to call Travis and get him there. So long story short, we had a successful C-section. You all can watch the videos if you like on us having our C-section. And when we had our C-section, they brought the baby over to me. I gave her a kiss, which you all see in the video, but that was the last time I seen her. And really at that time, I was so medicated that I really didn't even see the baby, honestly. Like, I don't even remember what she looked like until I saw the video because I was just out of it. If you all paid attention, our gender/name reveal video, we actually posted that on February the 13th, and that was the day she was born. Yes, I'm crazy. I was editing videos the day I gave birth. So after I gave birth to Casey, they took us in like a room so we can get unwind and all of that. And I ended up like that night editing and posting the video. It was only a 10-minute long video, so it wasn't hard to edit, but still, yes, I posted a video on the day she was born and I announced her gender and her name. So the day she was born, I did not get to see her physically. So if you have a baby that's in the NICU, the first thing I learned about being a NICU mom is as soon as I had the C-section, I did not get to go see her. So I don't know, I've only had one C-section before, But I know with my experience, after I had Kaisley, I was not able to see her right away. And that could be the reality for some NICU moms. I'm almost sure that almost all NICU moms may possibly go through that. I couldn't see her right away because they had to take her back. They had to run a bunch of tests. They had to get her hooked up to several monitors, see what she needed, see what she didn't need it. She had to go through a lot of like testing before I could even see her. So that was one drawback of being a NICU mom this time that I experienced differently than Kyler. Because, you know, Kyler was full term. She was 2 pounds. Kyler was 5 pounds, 5 ounces, and she was 38 weeks. So with her, she got to stay in the room with us while they did all the tests. Well, with Kaisley, it was a quick, you know, I had a C-section, so it was a quick, here's your baby, kiss your baby. And they took the baby away, y'all. And you know what was the scariest part about that moment? After I got the C-section, they had the baby wrapped up and they brought her to kiss me. Y'all probably saw that in our video when we did our C-section. You saw me kiss the baby. I did that in the C-section video. And also the gender reveal and name reveal video. The scariest part was when Travis like whispered in my ear and he was like, do you want me to stay with you or do you want me to go with the baby? The reason why that question is scary is because the mortality rate for Black women is incredibly high. You know, you want to feel like you're in good hands with the doctors that you selected, but sitting in that moment trying to make that choice, I'm like, man, which one should I choose? Because I'm like, I want to trust the nurses are doing right by the baby, but we need to know everything that's going on with the baby. But then I need Travis to be here because I'm so out of it on all these meds that if something happened, I want to make sure he's there to advocate for me. Situations like that, I feel like I wish I had a doula. And looking back on it, you know, with everything going on with COVID-19, I didn't get a doula because I kept thinking like the doula wasn't going to be able to be in the hospital with me anyway. Maybe I shouldn't get one because they kept telling us at the hospital like, oh, you couldn't have nobody in there and all this. But I really wish like at that moment, I had somebody like a doula because I could have sent the doula to go be with the NICU team and Travis could have stayed with me or vice versa. So in that sense, if we ever had another pregnancy, y'all, I'm about to pray on that one. But if we ever had another pregnancy, I would definitely be getting a doula because I see the benefit of having that additional person there to coach you through things and to be there with you and your family. And so I 100% probably would seek out a doula. So that scared me. I was scared. I was like, wow, you know, I got to make this choice. And of course, the mama in me, I was like, go with the baby. And so there I was just laying on the table going, Most High, please protect me. I pray that I'm going to be okay. I hope I'm good. So Travis goes with the baby and they are doing whatever they're doing down there with me or whatever. And y'all, if you ever had a C-section, you know, you like wide open for the world. Okay. So they got doctors coming in left and right. I'm like, woo, you know, so, you know, they end up sewing me up and doing, but it just really blows you away. I feel like I can give birth to a baby. All mamas out here, I think it can relate. You like, okay, everything is wide open now because everybody looking down there trying to see what's going on with your body, the baby. You just, modesty gets thrown out the window after you done had a baby. You just like, okay, who next? You want to see, whatever. But anyway, after the C-section was over, they take the baby, they go. I didn't get to see the baby, like I said, for 24 hours. I had to wait 24 full hours. They wanted to wait until the medicine wore off of me, the numbing medication that I was on. I was also on magnesium, y'all heard me talk a lot about that in my other videos. I was on magnesium and that stuff, oh my gosh, it's good for the baby because it helps with brain development. It was good for me because it helped keep my blood pressure under control. And keep in mind, you all, I do not have blood pressure issues. I've never had a blood pressure issue. I've never had high blood pressure or anything like that. So to be diagnosed with preeclampsia in my pregnancy, I was like, whoa, where's this coming from, you know? And so I just want to make sure y'all knew that because I don't even know if I said that in some of my last videos about the preeclampsia, that I don't have high blood pressure. Just because you don't have high blood pressure normally, like normal when you get pregnant, hey, it can happen to anybody apparently. So anyway, so yeah, Travis goes with baby. I had to wait 24 hours and I could only see the baby on a monitor. So they had this little camera and you can log in, and the camera is over the isolate. And you get to see the baby. And I'm supposed to be pulling up pictures for y'all so y'all can see some of the exclusive pictures that I have of Kaisley while she's in the NICU. I forgot to pull those up before we started this combo. So let me do that. so that way you all can take a look at some of the photos. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna be pulling those up while I talk. But yeah, so they gave me the code on the computer so I can like log in and see the baby and stuff. But it's a whole different thing when you sitting there watching your baby on a screen and then you see the nurse like doing stuff to your baby and you like, oh my gosh, instantly I was nervous, because I want to be there. I want to be able to hold the baby, but I could not, you all. So being a NICU mom, you may not get to hold your baby immediately. And that's one of the things that, I kind of had to come to terms with. I was like, dang, you instantly feel guilty. Like, oh, if I would have been able to hold the baby in longer, maybe we wouldn't have to have this separation. But I told myself one of the things that got me through all that was, for one, you all know we lost the baby. And so since we lost the baby, I was very thankful that I even get to visit my baby in the NICU and she was alive. So for me, I was thankful for the little things like watching her on the monitor, the little things like watching her breathe and watching her take her little feeds through her little feeding tube. So for me, everything was pretty much a blessing. And so I was happy about that. They gave me like, okay, girl, like this sucks, but you know what sucks worse? Losing another child. So I was definitely happy we didn't have to go through that again. If I'm looking down, y'all, that's because I'm trying to pull up the little photos. Huh, in the NICU. Oh, look at these photos, y'all. Oh my gosh. I'm getting them developed and I'm going to do some scrapbooking. Oh, y'all. My baby. Okay, anyway, I'm going to share these with y'all. But when I saw Kaylee, she had a feeding tube. I'm trying to go to her earlier pictures when she first came out. Yeah, I got a little bit of a cough. She did have a little feeding tube. And when I saw her for the first time, y'all, I was tripping out. Oh, I found the pictures, y'all. So I'm going to show y'all. I hope y'all can see the pictures. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show y'all like I want to, but let me see. Oh my goodness, y'all. These are crazy. Just looking at Casey, this teeny tiny little girl. Okay, let me see. So there's Kaylee. That's her when I first saw her. That's about how she looked. She didn't have on a hat, but that's close to what she looked like. And then there's another one where they have her where I kissed the baby. Y'all, in this moment, I don't remember this at all. I promise y'all, if this hadn't been recorded, I wouldn't have remembered it. But here it goes.
I know you want to hold her.
This when they brought the baby to me, y'all. I don't remember this. Look at me, y'all. I'm out of it. I'm completely out. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Did you get that? Yeah. Y'all, I'm so out of it. I don't remember that moment at all. And Travis recorded it, but oh my gosh. So as you can see, as soon as she came out, she didn't have any breathing tubes or anything like that. So that was such a plus. And then we went to visit her in the NICU. Let me see what other pictures I had. One of the toughest things for us, y'all, is she had jaundice really bad. I don't know all the ins and outs of jaundice, but she did. And she had to be under a blue light and she had to wear like a thing around her head and she couldn't see. Like her eyes were completely covered. This is how it looked. She was under this blue light and the picture is not filtered. It's actually blue like that. And I think I'm going to do this video as a sit down video so I can show y'all like the pictures up close. But yeah, she was under a blue light. And here is a little video of her sucking her passy. And it's super short, y'all. But there she is. That's her. And so that's the little wrap that they put around her face. And that's her sucking her little passy. And she was so tiny, y'all. Oh my gosh. When I fed her breast milk, the way that I had to feed her breastfed milk in the NICU looked a lot like this. You'll see like a little tube on the side with me like squirting the milk into her little mouth. And this was her first time tasting breast milk for the first time ever. And I thought it was so cute, y'all. Her little mouth was going. I don't have a video, but I do have a picture of. I had to try to get my breast milk going. And as you all know, like Kaylee is breastfed and I'm an exclusive pumper. And this was her very first time tasting breast milk. But there's the picture and there's the little syringe right there on the side. So you can see like it was in a little syringe. And you just put it into their little mouth because that's like all she could take. She couldn't take milk from a bottle. She had a feeding tube. But if you look, there's a little syringe right there. That's me actually giving her the breast milk for the very first time. So that's what I had to put my breast milk in, you all. And y'all see that syringe? I had to basically squeeze my boob like this. And I had to put the syringe right there and like suck the milk out. Like that's how intense it was. There was times where I could pump it into a bottle and then try to put the syringe down in there and pull the milk out like that. But it was pretty tough, it was tough. And so Casey was teeny tiny. She was, these pictures, she may look bigger than she actually was in person. Seeing her on these pictures, she don't look that small, but her in person, she was tiny, y'all. Here's another picture of her when she first came out and we saw her. But Travis got some phenomenal pictures, y'all. He was doing all this photography work. This was him, because I couldn't get anything because I was not there for any of this. I was in the recovery room. I was super salty because I couldn't come. Oh, and so here is her breast milk, the first breast milk I ever pumped for her. And you can kind of see, I had to write down her name on her bags, but she had milk inside of a syringe and I had to put them in little baggies for her when I got ready to leave. Oh, the picture moved. Hold on. When I got ready to leave the hospital. There it goes. So they're in little baggies. And if you look up close, there's little syringes. And yes, my little baby. She was so tiny, y'all. Oh, all the pictures went away. All the pictures went away. Hold on, y'all. But those were some pictures. I got more pictures that I'm going to show you all in this video. But so I was healing from a C-section. I had just had a C-section. I went down to see her for the first time. And the way that it worked, I walk you out through all the steps on how it worked being in the NICU. I show you all everything in that video I uploaded for you all. Well, those videos I uploaded for you all. So click the links below this video so you all can kind of check out like what we had to do when we first walk into the NICU and Kyler meeting her baby sister, all that. I got everything already up and linked below this video. So other things about the NICU that I did not know was, for some reason, I didn't know that I could pump while I was in the NICU. That was a relief. When I would go up to the NICU, I would pump every time I was there. Another thing that was challenging for me having her in the NICU was the commute. So I had to commute back and forth because we lived downtown and the NICU was pretty far from where we lived. And so I was commuting back and forth, going to visit Kaisley every day. And after I had the C-section, y'all, if you've ever had a C-section recovery is pretty difficult. And I'm not gonna lie, I was going to see my baby every day. And I know some people probably thought I was crazy, but I just wanted to see her. I wanted her to know I was there. I felt like it helped boost her morale. It kept her positive. Like, I just felt like my presence being there made me feel better, made her feel better. But I just felt like she was able to sense me and she was happier. And so I felt it helped with her healing. Here's another picture of her when she gained a little bit of weight. So the pictures you all saw was her at 3 pounds, 1 ounce. She ended up losing weight and she went down to 2 pounds, 14 ounces while she was in the NICU, because you all know babies lose weight when they're first born. So she dropped down to 2 pounds, 14 ounces. So they was trying to get her weight up. I was pumping breast milk every 2 or 3 hours, you all, after I had her. So I literally never slept. I ended up pumping over 400 and some bags of breast milk because I just had so many. But that's because I felt in my heart like if I kept pumping, then that's going to help her come home. And I really feel like that was a big contributing factor. But here's a picture of her in her first hat. Oh, y'all, it's the little things, I swear. But this is a picture of her first hat. See, I'm so too. Here she is. That's her in her very first hat. It's a mama. One thing I didn't know is they make these hats right in the NICU, because they brought her a hat out and I don't know how they did it, but they whipped that up quick. Yes, here's our favorite NICU nurse. Her name is Megan, and she was so sweet, you all. I'm actually planning to make her like a little gift or something, get her like a gift bag, a gift box. She made the experience so amazing. That's why I wanted to do this video, like talking about our NICU experience, because it was scary, but I looked at it like every day I got to see her grow outside of the womb was another day I got to just watch her and see her and be around her. So even though she was no longer inside of me, even though she was born early, I was still so thankful to be able to watch her grow, and that was so special to me. So I had to keep myself encouraged. I was thankfully I was able to hold out to 32 weeks, and I was able to deliver her at a safe gestational age where I didn't have to watch her suffer or anything like that, because by 32 weeks she was already pretty developed enough to come out, just needed a little assistance on learning how to eat, because her big things being in the NICU was learning how to eat and gain weight. That was really it. And I'm so thankful that was the outcome for us. but this is Megan, our favorite NICU nurse. She was fabulous. She was the one that suggested that Kyla come and meet Kaylee for the first time at the hospital, and she helped set that up for us. So there's Megan with Kaylee, and they look so cute. She was awesome. Kaylee had her first outfit on, which was also very special for us, y'all. She looks so confused in this picture. I'm sorry, I got a crack on my screen though, y'all. So this is probably not the best at showing you all, but that's her very first little outfit, and I thought that was just so special. Say it's special, mama. And at that time, the passy was bigger than her face. That's actually a Premie passy that's in her mouth. It's a Premie passy. I didn't know. That's another thing being in a NICU that I learned, that there was different size passies for the little NICU babies. They had the smallest. Some of the diapers were teeny tiny, really small. That was interesting. A lot of things that I learned being inside of the NICU. So that was that. I also have a picture of Kaylee getting ready to go home for the first time from the NICU, and look how small she was in her NICU clothes. Her going home outfit. Travis had left her bow in the car. I was like, oh my goodness, Travis, really? But that is how tiny she was in the car seat, you all. This is a car seat for newborns. You know, you start off at newborns, but she was so small that even the newborn portion of it wasn't going to work for her. She was so tiny. And it took Travis a minute to get her in the car seat because she was just so small. We couldn't get it tied up tight enough. We couldn't. We couldn't. And so she ended up, after I met Casey for the first time, like I said, I was pumping the milk and sending it down to her. We could go and visit her. They had certain hours we can go visit. One of the things I really appreciated about the NICU staff was how kind they were, how nice everybody was, how informative everybody was. I loved that the doctor called every day to tell us about Casey's progress and what she had going on, what the goals was and what goals they set for her. And I was just overall so blessed to just be able to be in a space to where Kaylee I knew was well taken care of. And honestly, by her being in the NICU, it gave us more time to prepare for her to come home, because since she was born early, we didn't have everything set up. And so it was good to be able to have that time to prepare for her. And that's another positive I looked at by being in the NICU. I just wanted to leave you all with some positives. Like, a positive for being in the NICU was, of course, it sucks. You want to bring your baby right home. But for us, it gave us more time to prepare and make sure everything was together. I used that as motivation to push me, okay, your baby's in the NICU, but the positive here is you can be preparing things you need to get and put into place before she comes home. And so we spent quite a bit of time doing that. And it was a blessing for us to be able to do that. I'm very thankful for our friends and some family members that did step in to help us during that time and just be such a light in our lives at that time, because we were going through several transitions. And so it was super, super positive vibes when it comes to that. Of course, shout out to my mom and my grandma. They always step in, y'all. They make sure these grandkids straight, okay? They made sure there wasn't anything we didn't need. They made sure if they needed to calm down, they could. They were just absolutely very helpful during that time. And then also some of our friends, they were very much so helpful during that time to make sure Kyla was taken care of and everything was good. So we want to send a shout out. Thank you all also for all your positive messages. Other things, let me see if I have any other pictures to share with you all from the NICU. So if you're wondering about Cairo did not get a chance to go to the NICU, unfortunately, because he was born too early. So he was born at 22 weeks and 3 days. And unfortunately, he was unable to go to the NICU and receive NICU services. Another thing that I did not know about the NICU, because you just don't think about these things until you're faced with a NICU baby or a preterm labor scare or anything. It's not like people are out there educating you on NICU, at least your doctor or whatnot, unless you are at risk for having to take that journey. And so Cairo wasn't eligible to go to the NICU, unfortunately, and that really broke our heart. He was born at 22 weeks and 3 days. And in order to be qualified for the doctors to step in and provide medical intervention, the baby has to be 24 weeks. So they classify the baby 24 weeks as viable. Now, playing devil's advocate to that, there are some hospitals that may take your baby at 22 weeks. There are some hospitals that view 22 weeks as a viable pregnancy. And I didn't know that. Had I known that back then, I probably would have made a different decision about what hospital we chose to deliver at. So, just to give him an additional chance to try to live. When I got to the hospital with him, my water had broke and he was pretty much on his way. And so they couldn't stop labor. His heart rate was super low. So he was still alive when I got to the hospital. Unfortunately, he ended up passing away in the delivery process. Like as I was delivering him, pushing him out, he ended up passing away. That was very heartbreaking for me and Travis. But for us, we also looked at it like it would have been tougher for us. Well, not tougher because all of it was tough and it hurt really bad. But we felt like, he passed away at that time, but we also felt like at least we didn't have to see him suffer in the hospital. And that right there for us was like, I don't want to say it gave us like a relief, but in a small way, I'm still like okay with that moment because obviously I would have wanted him to have a chance to live. I would have wanted him to have a chance at NICU or intervention from a doctor if I could have provided that to him. But if they weren't going to provide that, which they weren't at that hospital, they were not going to intervene. It would have been even harder for me to like have him be born, watch him take breaths and try to fight for life. And then also watch doctors stand there and not do anything to help him. So in a small sense, we heard the heart rate on the monitor and it was going slower and slower and slower until eventually it stopped. And so at that point, then they went ahead and delivered him. And so he had passed away seconds before he was delivered. And so that was very, very sad for us, heartbreaking for us. So for people that's wondering, no, Cairo did not get a chance to go to the NICU. He was born too soon. And that sucked. I have not looked up if there's hospitals that will take a baby at 22 weeks in Georgia. I think mentally I can't afford to look it up. So I felt like I had put him at the best hospital that I could find and with the best medical team that I could find. And so, it just didn't work out for us that time. And it was just really unfortunate how everything unfolded. And so thinking about how long Cairo would have had to be in the NICU, we know based off of where he started and how tiny he was. I told you all he was only 11 ounces. He was like the size of my hand, like if not, the size of my hand. It would have been a very long, hard NICU journey. And thinking about his quality of life at that time, not really sure about what his prognosis of survival would have been at 22 weeks. It was very low. Even at 24 weeks, I think it's only like 50% or something like that. Like it's not even over 60, I know. So, that sucked. It hurt. But we just trying to continue to move forward. I'm trying to continue to stay positive, when his birthday come up soon. Well, a couple things is happening. So October 15th is Miscarriage Awareness Day. And I'm going to be doing some things with March of Dimes because Kaylee is also a NICU baby. I'm also a part of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And, excuse me, our sorority is directly linked through March of Dimes. It's one of our philanthropies. I really do plan to be involved with March of Dimes this year and also with March of Dimes on the 15th, raising awareness. I'll possibly do a video about it as well. And that's something I'm really passionate about for both Kaylee and Cairo. For me, and it's also Miscarriage Awareness Day too, the 15th, I believe. And so that's like all in one. And so I'm going to be definitely raising awareness. So I feel like the way that I cope and do better in the situation of Cairo and Kaylee is raising awareness. Talking about it actually makes me feel better. And all the support that I've gotten from my family and also our close friends turned family. We love them so much. They have definitely helped us. And so raising awareness has been something very big for me. And on his birthday, we're going to do something special this year. I don't know what, but I do want to get a cake. Last year I didn't get a cake because I didn't feel like strong enough to be able to get a cake. I just got like a nice gift made. This year I'm going to get a gift made again, but I'm also going to be getting a cake. I did say every year I was going to get Kyra a little gift. And so this year I'm going to get a little gift, and I already know what I would like to get. So I can't wait to share it with you all next year. But as far as our NICU journey, Kaylee was in the NICU for 4 weeks. So for 4 weeks, I was traveling back and forth, dropping off breast milk, spending time up there. I even went to work while I was doing that, like everything, because I was still working until she got out of the NICU. Because what I wanted to do was make sure I was able to work all the way up until she gets out of the NICU. And then when she got out of the NICU, actually staying home with her. I worked virtually because of the pandemic. I was working virtually in the first place, so I was able to continue to work without missing any days. So, she was in the hospital for 4 weeks. After she got out of the NICU, and again, she was in the NICU pretty much to gain weight and to gain weight and to learn to eat. And also get her jaundice under control. That took a little longer than I thought it would have, but I was so happy when she was able to come out of the blue light. So that was a blessing for me. I was very happy, very blessed to have Kaylee, getting to the point to where she was. And we were able to bring her home. And I was very happy. After 4 weeks, she was a month old. We were able to bring her home. So she spent a month in the NICU, and I spent a month in the hospital on bed rest. So it was a lot of hospital. And so shout out to our insurance. We didn't have to pay that much for her NICU stay or my hospital stay or the delivery. Thank goodness we got like the best insurance ever. So that was a blessing in disguise. I would say one thing they don't tell you about when you're in the NICU is like how much the cost is for your child to be in that NICU. Like after seeing the numbers when everything was ran, I was like, yikes, thank goodness we have the best insurance. If you're a couple that really didn't plan for pregnancy and then all of a sudden, boom, your baby's in the NICU, it can be very expensive and hard to kind of get through those expenses. And thankfully for us, our insurance was just A1. It was stellar. I can't even complain at all. That I just can't complain at all when it comes to that. For future pregnancies, what does this look like for us? Well, it is something else. I don't know if we're going to look into future pregnancies or if we're not. I have no idea how that looks. We haven't even had the conversation because we are just trying to enjoy or love on the children we have here physically with us and pretty much just spend this time just getting back to some normalcy. After all of that happened to bring in a second baby, we just want some normal. So that's all we want. And I feel like, honestly, I just want to focus on that. When we do decide to have the conversation about baby number 4, you all would definitely be in the loop on what that looks like if there will be a baby number 4. We're still very unsure about how we feel with everything. But we are just so thankful that we get to go into this like holiday/feast day season with our Kaylee, and we have Kyler and we have Kyra who's watching over us. And we've just been so thankful. The NICU staff really changed our lives. They provide an incredible and amazing service. I'll leave a link below this video or on Instagram. I'll probably post a link on Instagram with the March of Dimes information and about those awareness days. It's going to be coming up if you want to get involved or you know someone that may want to participate. I'm definitely going to leave that information on Instagram at Locked In with the Liggins so you all can check that out because I'm definitely going to be involved with March of Dimes this year. For us, being in the NICU, I will tell y'all this. Some family members, they just didn't understand it, y'all. Like, they didn't get it. They did not get it. And trying to explain, like, the terms to them on what's going on. Because, like, we wanted to keep family in the loop, but no one in our family except one have had a NICU baby. And the NICU baby that I had in my family was back in like 95 or 96. So here we are in 2021 with a NICU baby. That dynamic looks way different, I believe. And so when we were trying to explain certain things to our family members about the NICU journey and what was going on, they did not get it. They were so confused a lot of the time. And I tried my best. And y'all, I would tell y'all, one of the things that motivated me to record our journey in the hospital, because y'all saw my hospital bed rest videos, and also our birth journey and all of this, y'all, is so we can try to educate our family members because they be asking us a lot of questions and we try to answer them. And I try to record it in like video form and they don't get it. So I will tell you, one of the hard things about having a baby in the NICU is try to explain what's going on in the family. Like, for example, I told you all that Casey had jaundice, and I was trying to explain to my mom like what jaundice was, why she had to be under the light, what that looked like. It was flying over her head like this because she saw Casey on the camera. So you can give your family member the code so that way they can check in on the baby if you trust them. And my mom had the code, and she would check in on Casey, like just go into the computer and check in on her. Sometimes when I wasn't at the hospital, so it was times where I was busy. Let me plug my computer up, y'all. Just a second. There we go. It was times where I was busy and I would be like, okay, mom, you check in on Casey for me. And when she saw Casey, I showed you all the picture with her under the jaundice light. I showed y'all that. My mom didn't get it. She flipped out. She was like, what is that they got on my baby? What is it? You know, she going off, y'all. She don't understand what that is. She didn't get it. And then y'all know Casey also had a feeding tube in her nose. And my mom didn't understand that either. She like, why she ain't got no bottle right now? When they gonna give it a bottle? You know, she was asking a whole lot of questions. And y'all saw the feeding tube in Casey's nose, but I can show y'all another picture of Casey with her feeding tube. Now, Casey was in the feeding tube with the feeding tube. The feeding tube is apparently standard for all the babies in the NICU, but here's a good picture of, let me see, Casey with her feeding tube. So that orange, that little thing in her nose is her feeding tube, and that little orange thing is the end of the feeding tube. And so that was Casey in her little NICU bed with her feeding tube. Oops, y'all. So I zoomed in. And Casey in her first outfit, y'all. I had like a little video of her.
Ooh, Casey in your first outfit. You are so cute. And look at it. It's still too big. Look how big it is.
Y'all, it's still too big. It was a newborn.
You look so cute.
Y'all, it was a newborn outfit and it was swallowing her, like literally swallowing her. But here's another picture with her with all the little wires. And trust me, family didn't get it. They were like, what's going on? What is that? But, you know, she had to go through it. Casey used to pull her wires out, y'all. Look at her.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Ooh, that's a big yawn. Ooh, that's a big yawn. Good morning, tiny girl. Ooh, that's a big stretch. Ooh, you are stretching everywhere. Good morning.
Look how tiny she was, but look at all the wires. And so when some family members, I need to get these pictures and videos off my phone. I'm gonna send these to Travis so that way I can get them printed off. Yeah. So when some family members will see that, yeah, they would be like, yikes, what's going on? They didn't understand it. They didn't get it. I also got a video in here that I can't show y'all on camera, but I took a video of like my last belly picture. And that was cute. Let's see any other videos I want to share with y'all before I let y'all go. But that was such a cute video of my Casey May. And then when she came home for the first time, this was her. Dude, there, mama. That's me. It's me. And she's just such a sweet girl, y'all. And Kylie loves her so much. I want to post more videos with their interaction and stuff because they are a trip, okay? Like, they are a whole trip. They definitely got different personalities. It's like night and day. But Casey's just the sweetest, y'all. They're going to picture her on our first vacation to Myrtle Beach. She was so cute. She's so cute. That was a cute girl, mama. I was a cute girl. I'm tiny and I'm cute. Yeah, she's so cute. Yeah, I always talk to her. This was her at her first appointment. So, okay, after we got out of the NICU, y'all, I had to take her back to the doctor a week after I got her home because they had to check her weight and make sure she was gaining. Casey was gaining slow, but she was gaining. And so this was her when she first came home, and she was 4 pounds and 2 ounces. So she was tiny. As you can see, the passy is like almost bigger than her face, y'all. Like, she was a small baby. She was a tiny baby. Like, when people saw her, they didn't even want to hold her. But that's her, y'all. She was just so teeny. And so another follow-up we had to do after the NICU was we had to take her to an eye appointment so she can get her eyes checked. So she did that and she passed with flying colors. But I do have to take her again next month so that way she can get her eyes checked one more time. Let me see. Is there any other? I think those are all my photos, y'all, that I have to like really show y'all about that time in her NICU. Right now, Casey just turned 7 months, so that's an update on her. And she is last time she was weighed, she was 11 pounds. I know at 6 months she was 11 pounds. And so hopefully at 7 months she done gained a little bit more weight. I think she was closer to 12 pounds, but we'll see how big she's gotten. But our NICU journey, for the most part, everything was positive. The staff at the NICU were just fabulous. I will definitely link below this video if you're interested in getting involved in raising awareness to NICU Awareness Month, which is this month or next month. If you're also interested in raising awareness for NICU babies, March of Dimes, also Miscarriage Awareness Month is next month as well. So I will leave some links below if y'all want to get involved, because I know that some of these situations are so sad. Not everybody can come out of the NICU and have a positive experience. We are just so blessed that we have had a positive experience, especially after what we went through last year. And honestly, y'all, raising awareness and talking about what happened to us makes me happy. I am happy doing that, okay? So I don't want y'all to think that I be going home crying like in the corner somewhere after I make these videos. I'm genuinely happy to share any information that I have. I'm genuinely happy to share and talk about our experiences, because I feel like it should be talked about more. All of this, NICU life, mom and NICU life. One of the things I had to tell myself, that it was not my fault. All of this was not my fault. I have to remind myself often, because sometimes when you sit in that hospital watching your baby in the NICU, you like, oh, if I could have just did this, if I could have just did that. Even with Cairo, y'all can imagine, like, I literally had to tell myself, like, it's okay, even though your body failed you, because my body did fail me, y'all. It's no denying that. I couldn't have controlled my body failing me to the degree. Sometimes I think in my mind, like, oh, Mariah, you shouldn't have walked as much, or you should have sat down more. You should have took off work more. I be saying all these thoughts in my head, but in your mind, how would you have known? Especially with me, I had 100% healthy pregnancy with Kyler right before Cairo, even though it was 5 years before Cairo. Still, how could I have known that, like, my next pregnancy with him was going to be like that? There's no way I could have known this. So I have grown to, like, be stronger when it comes to my thinking and how I think about myself and my role that I played at that point, and what decisions I was making at that time. I thought I was doing the best I could for our son. And so I do tell myself often, like, I have to remind myself, like, it wasn't your fault what happened. The fact that Casey was in the NICU, it's not my fault that happened either. I try to keep myself positive. Travis has done a fabulous job at being so positive and being a great support system. Y'all, I'm gonna get him on live too, so y'all can see him eventually. He just be having a lot going on, but I am. And we got some exciting videos that's gonna be coming out for y'all. I cannot wait, y'all. Fall is only like 2 or 3 days away. So we got some exciting fall vlogs coming out for you all that's actually gonna be released. Our first video is coming out this week. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. We're releasing our first fall vlog, whichever the first day of fall is, which I think it's the 22nd. Let me look, y'all. I'm just curious. I think it's the 22nd. Oh, it don't say on my calendar, but I believe it's the 22nd. So whatever the first day of fall is, that's going to be when we release our fall vlogs. Let me just Google it right quick. Fall. First day of fall 2021. It's Wednesday the 22nd. So that's when our first fall vlog is coming out, y'all. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to share it with y'all, because y'all know I love fall, and y'all know we do so many fun fall activities. And if you have not watched our fall vlogs from last year, definitely check them out in our playlist of our playlist that say, like, DIY family fun. We did a couple of videos, like 5 or 6 videos last year with fun fall activities. If you're looking for some things for your family to do this year, we got you. And I'm also posting an announcement video on Wednesday covering the things that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to actually go ahead and get off of here, y'all, because I actually am going to go possibly do a little more fall shopping. It looks like it's going to rain, so I want to beat the weather, and I need to go pick up my computer so I can edit and get some more videos out to you all. But I want to thank you all so much for always supporting our channel. Raising awareness to NICU for NICU Awareness Month is something that's really important to me. I just wanted to share my NICU journey with y'all so y'all can kind of know some of the things that happen with us. Also, if you look at the links below this video, I can't stress it enough. I did videos talking about our NICU journey Journey. So definitely check those out. We would love for you all to show us some love and support. We are just continuing to process everything that's going on. You know, when you go through the NICU, when you go through early pregnancy, you go through like child loss, the whole family goes through a certain amount of trauma. And that's what happened to us. We went through a certain amount of trauma that we all are still trying to work through in our own way. But by being positive, sharing our story, raising awareness, those are things that has pretty much helped us get through. And also being in prayer and also going to our congregation and making sure we're seeking out the Most High for guidance at all times. And also having a great support system on our side as far as our friends and my family. They have been absolutely supportive. And also Travis' family, there are people on that side that has also been supportive as well. And we really appreciate it. And all of that, we really appreciate it. Anybody that has reached out, YouTube family, social media, anybody that has reached out, we really appreciate you all. So I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, which is going to be a fall video, y'all. I also have some more baby videos coming up for you all too, where we're going to be showing you all Kaylee tasting baby food for the first time. And we're going to be doing a video with Kaylee 6 months doctor appointment. So all that is going to be coming up. I just haven't edited yet because I had to get my computer repaired. It's repaired and it's ready. So I'm about to go pick it up. So thank you all so much. And I will see you all in the next video. We love you all so much and happy fall.